Video games are fun, but you know what they also are? Long. Very, very long. That's it, that's what you're getting for the intro. Hey everyone, my name is Schubert and welcome to Today I Learned Gaming, a brand new series where I talk about video games under the name of a subreddit. Now if you've ever played a video game before, you probably know what saving is. Whether auto-saving, saving a menu, or even saving on a designated save spot like a typewriter. Play strategically so that Ashley just sorta getting on your nerves, but you can't quit because you haven't saved, and then Luis arrives for like one cutscene and then leaves after doing literally nothing but advance the plot just a tiny bit. Like, Luis, I need 11 herbs and spices, me and Ashley are on 1 health and are about to die. Sorry, I like Resident Evil 4, but sometimes I just can't stand Ashley following me everywhere and getting in trouble at every single point of the game. Okay, let me back to the point. You've probably saved at some point, if you've played a game in the last 30 years at least. But when have you stopped to think about how games actually save? Like, how does a game, over a gigabyte, fit on a memory card under a quarter of a gigabyte, and only take up, like, less than 1/100th of a percent? No, cut that out. I'm not Vsauce 4. Yet. Alright, just to start, how do memory cards actually work? Well, it's actually a lot like just a normal SD card. It's like a portable, non-powered SRAM. A little more on that later. So, let's talk about the first game to ever be saved, which, according to Google, is The Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This actually gives a good comparison for save batteries and memory cards. So let's compare saving methods between The Legend of Zelda for the NES and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. It's my favorite game, and I'm always looking for a reason to pop it out of its case and play it again. This is the best picture I could find on Google that shows the inside of the original Legend of Zelda. You can tell it's not mine because my cartridge is gold, and also I don't own Majora's Mask physically. But let's pay attention to this part of the circuits, and we can see what appears to be a battery. That's because it is a battery, a watch battery. The battery is connected to the RAM, or memory, of the cartridge. Now, what is RAM, you may be asking? If you've ever played a game of Excitebike before, you probably know that you can make your own custom tracks that, as long as you keep the console on, will save. This is using RAM, or Random Access Memory. Is that really what it stands for? You probably knew that though, so let's go back to Zelda on the NES. The battery is keeping the RAM running at all times, so even when you turn off the game, as long as the battery is not dead, it will keep your save data, unlike Excitebike. Now, here's the part where I tell you I lied, because while the battery is connected to RAM, it is actually only connected to the SRAM, or static RAM, which is basically just the changeable data on the cartridge. But when you turn the console on, the game will start right back at the title screen. This is because the entire game is not saved, just the flags. For those who don't know, when something happens in a game, a flag is set. Let's say you have a cup. A flag will be set saying you have a cup in your possession. Now, let's say you fill said cup with water. Another flag is set saying you have a cup with water, and the flag saying you have a cup is probably taken down. So we can think of our scenario like a maze. Each flag is set saying go left or go right, and ultimately at the end we have our cup full of water. This is how cheating devices like Game Genie work. They set flags that are not already set, skipping getting the cup and just giving the cup full of water. So when you save in The Legend of Zelda, the SRAM stays put as long as the battery is not dead, and puts the data into stone, until you save again, which it becomes King Arthur. Now, really quickly, why would a game just save the flags and not the entire thing? Well, the answer is simple. File size. Even if a game has a small file size, it'll effectively double every single time you save. So it's better to have a small file size and not 4,000 gigabytes from Microsoft Flight Simulator after 3 saves. This could also be used to prevent soft locks, although this may be unintended. This is why I'm using real hardware in this video and not an emulator or virtual console. Now, onto The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. To say this game saves fast would be an understatement. In fact, any GameCube game really saves fast. In fact, any game saves fast. Old, even more old, or even new. But let's just stick to The Wind Waker for the moment. This is how long it takes for me to save. I want to reiterate that every game you've seen in this video was captured on original hardware. It's because the way emulators work sometimes speed up the saving process. Because the game is not real, it just thinks it is. To an extent, this is also why I'm using the GameCube version and not the Wii U version. So, why does the saving process take a few milliseconds when it probably has to save several flags? Well, this is because of the memory card. When you start a game you've never played before on that memory card, it will ask if you want to make a save slot for it. By selecting yes, memory card will take every single flag in the game, including custom names, and use your memory card to set them on or off. In certain games, you'll need to have several memory card slots just to have several save games. When you save a game, it updates the flags, and that's it. This is my memory card. It is 128 megabytes. The average GameCube game is about 1 gigabyte. Fun fact, my memory card is just over half the estimated file size of every NES game ever made. And yet, I have more than a few titles saved on this. Flags take significantly no space compared to saving. Well, every single little byte of data. Hence why Animal Crossing takes 58 to 61 blocks to save, because everything is accounted for. Nothing despawns, and it takes a lot of flags. Okay, that's all the time for this episode, the first episode of Today I Learned Gaming. And now you can walk away saying you know how saving works in video games. Useless knowledge, I know, but it's pretty cool in my opinion. If you want to see more Today I Learned Gaming, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated, but definitely not required. The next episode of TILG was hinted at slightly in this episode, so leave a comment guessing what that was before it comes out to receive a free cookie on the next February 31st. Goodbye!